Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. And this will be my interpretation of Venus Mahadasha Bhuktis. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. So, what are the Bhukti periods? The Bhukti periods also are known as Antardashas. And if you have seen my previous video on the Venus Mahadasha, which I will link above, it is going to show you how this period of the Venus Mahadasha will impact you as you are going through it. But within that period are individual sections of this Mahadasha, which are known as the Bhuktis. And so these are separate periods within the main period, which are showing how this 20-year period will play out for you. I do want to add a disclaimer though that this will all depend upon how Venus and how those Bhukti planets are placed within your natal chart. So you want to check, are they placed in a positive or challenging position within your chart? Are they being aspected or conjunct with certain planets? How is this playing out in your D9? All of this is important to see before making any kind of judgments. This will be a general overlook of these Bhukti periods. So starting off with a 3-year period, we have Venus. And this is a little bit of a challenging period, especially at the beginning, because this is shifting over from the Ketu Mahadasha. So there is still a transitional phase between Ketu and Venus that is happening. And so this can create problems where there can be overindulgence, where there can be an excessiveness, a wastefulness around taking on different opportunities and going for your desires. But ultimately, as you continue through this Venus period, this is excellent for new opportunities to come into your life. Venus's whole agenda is to give us pleasure and enjoyment. So Venus is a benefic. So this is going to open up different doorways for you where it can bring you new opportunities around friendship, around relationship, around enjoyment, material possessions, wealth. All of this is coming through this Venus period. But following this initial period of Venus will be a Venus-Sun period, which is a 1-year period, which is going to cause some difficulties because Venus and the Sun are enemies. And so as you come into Venus-Sun, this can bring you conflicts and difficulties, especially with superiors, any kind of bosses, superiority figures, father figures. You can find conflicts in this area. This can also be a time where others are looking at you in a very critical way, in a very judgmental way, where you are held to very high standards. So this can put a lot of stress on you as you come into this Venus-Sun period. This can be a very difficult period where there can even be some kind of isolation, detaching from others due to these conflicts. And so this is an important period to really focus on your health. The Sun is all about your health and vitality. And with this challenging connection between Venus and Sun, this becomes an excellent time to de-stress, to meditate, to do those practices that can help you to deal with the conflicts. Following this is Venus Moon, and you really want to check to see how the moon is positioned in your natal chart, because the moon waxes and wanes, so it is a very changeable factor that can be easily influenced. But Venus Moon can bring some peace into your life, because Moon and Venus both are benefics, and they both have this agenda of connection, of happiness, of peace, of harmony. So as you come into the Venus-Moon period, this can be excellent for finding a sense of peace, of stability, of nourishment, of having positive connections with your family, with your home environment. There can also be situations where you're redecorating within your home or where you're changing locations at this time. This can be excellent for all all of your connections with family members, close friends. This could be a time where you're more social, more connected with others, and able to build good emotional connections. On the negative side, if the moon is placed difficult position within your chart, then this can disturb your relationships where you can run into conflicts, disagreements, disharmony within the family environment. And so this is definitely a time to be cautious depending upon how this moon position is in your chart. Is the moon being influenced by malefic planets? You definitely want to take caution around your relationships. Also, if the moon is placed negatively within the chart, it can disturb your mind as well. This can be a time of emotional instability where there can be depression, anxiety, all sorts of difficulties where you are under a great deal of stress. Following this is a Venus-Mars period. And this is very intense because anytime that we put Mars and Venus together, these are the masculine and feminine energies. So this is going to create a lot of passion. And so as you come into this Venus-Mars period, this can increase your desires, your temptations. This can be a time where you are very forceful about getting the things that you desire. This can be a time where you are more sexual, more romantic, more so wanting to enjoy yourself. So you do want to be careful about impulsive actions at this time brought on by those desires. You really want to see how Venus is placed within your chart. If Venus is placed in a positive position, then it will be easier to control desires and impulses. Venus-Mars, because it creates a lot of passion, can also give you a great deal of drive. So you can be driven to succeed at this time. You can be very ambitious, and this can help you in achievements around your career area. Due to the impulsive nature of Mars, this can also make you a risk taker. This can make you want to really get on top of situations that you have been procrastinating over. This can get you to take the initiative to move forward, and positively, if this is placed in a good position within your chart, this can help you again to achieve, to move forward, to succeed through this drive and determination. But if Mars and Venus are placed in challenging positions, there can be conflicts where you can become too impulsive, too impatient, and can push forward and get yourself into difficult situations. This also can increase health difficulties as well, where there can be all sorts of fevers, illnesses, infections, headaches, all sorts of situations where there is excessive heat or excessive stress that is built up. Following this is Venus-Rahu. And Venus-Rahu is generally a very positive period because Venus and Rahu are great friends with one another. Venus is all about the enjoyment of the material world, and Rahu is the force that brings us into this material world, that fulfills our desires here in this incarnation. So Venus-Rahu is definitely going to help you to fulfill your desires, to bring in all of your hopes and dreams. So for those of you who have had desires in the past that were not able to manifest, they will manifest during this Venus-Rahu period. This is definitely a time where you can get all sorts of new opportunities, new situations coming in that you've wanted for so long. So this can help you in areas of relationship, areas of career, any area of your life that you have wanted to manifest can come to life through this Venus-Rahu. This also can get you involved with foreign travel because Rahu is all about everything that is out of the ordinary, that is unknown to us. And so Venus-Rahu definitely can help you to move into these areas of foreign travel, of all sorts of vacations and experiences that you were unable to have in the past. Following this is a Venus-Jupiter period. And Venus-Jupiter can be very beneficial to you because both of these are very social planets. Venus is all about relationships. It is all about bringing people together. And Jupiter also is about bringing people together as well. It is about community, as Jupiter is expansive. And so this is an excellent time for new connections, new opportunities, new support coming in. And this can come through a teacher, through a mentor, father figure, through someone who is giving you a great deal of wisdom and guidance at this time. Venus-Jupiter is excellent for increasing your wealth, for increasing all sorts of material gains and opportunities. On the negative side, though, if Venus and Jupiter are placed in difficult positions, sometimes this can make you procrastinate on taking on opportunities. So you can miss out on some of the opportunities that are coming to you. This is definitely an area where you want to gain some kind of guidance and support to help you if you are having difficulties with finding the right direction or with jumping on different opportunities. This can create some uncertainty for those of you who have these placed in difficult positions. Following this is a Venus-Saturn period, and this can actually help you with the previous period where some of you may have been feeling uncertain about what opportunities you want to take on. Saturn is going to help to make you more certain about this, and this is an excellent combination because Saturn and Venus are friends with one another. So this works very well where you can get very long-lasting connections. It can help you to improve any problems or conflicts that you had in the past, and this really can get you focused and determined to achieve where you are now aware of where you want to take on those opportunities. Venus-Saturn definitely can be an area where you can get promoted, where you can get all sorts of opportunities to grow and to move up the career ladder. But this is going to demand hard work because Saturn is all about discipline and patience. So if you are being consistent, if you are putting in the work, the effort, then this will reward you through this Venus and Saturn dasha. Venus-Mercury is a great combination as well. These two typically are friends with one another, so this can give you a lot of opportunities. Mercury, though, is a very quick-paced planet, so these opportunities can happen very quickly where you have to make those quick decisions about taking it on. And there can be a lot of change, a lot of new experiences taking place, so it can be very difficult to hold on to the past. If you are someone who doesn't like a lot of change, this can feel like a very unstable period. Venus-Mercury can open up new opportunities for travel, for friendship, for relationships, for all sorts of connections. It can help you in the area of business as well, because Mercury is the karaka for business. This also can help you in the area of education, because Mercury is about the development of our skills. So this is excellent if you want to gain a new skill, if you want to go back to complete courses that you have left out on the past. This is excellent for if you want to start up education with this Venus-Mercury. You do want to be careful though, because Mercury is like a child, so it does have a trickster element to it as well. And so with Venus-Mercury, you want to make sure that you're paying attention to everything that you are agreeing to at this time. Mercury is dealing with communication and writing, so anything that has to do with contracts, negotiations, deals, you want to pay attention to what you are agreeing to. You can skip over some details or miss out on some information that is very important. So it is advised that you are looking at the small print, especially if you have Venus and Mercury placed in difficult positions within your natal chart. Lastly is Venus-Ketu. So this is Dasha Chidra, where this is the changeover period. So this is a time of great transformation as you are ending out this Venus Dasha and getting ready to move ahead into the Sun Dasha. And this is a huge transition because this is really preparing you for the responsibilities, for the opportunities that are coming in the Sun Dasha. So here in Venus-Ketu, this can bring back situations from the past because Venus is about everything that we are connected to, that we enjoy, that we are relating to, and Ketu is about the past. Ketu deals with the past lives, but also the past in general. So this can bring back old relationships, old friendships, old situations that you've already dealt with and moved on from, and bringing back those unresolved issues, bringing back those situations that need closure. So this period really is about letting go of the past and moving on, clearing out that old baggage, those old attachments that no longer serve you, to make room for the opportunities and commitments that are coming up in the Sun Dasha.